Now we're going to look at how to set up your Grade Center. We first need to get into Grade Center. So if we come down to the Course Management Tools under Grade Center and click it, it will give us some opportunities here. Now, you will see some options. Now, currently I have a test going. I don't have an assignment ready to go up as of yet. It's in for them to do, but it won't have a separate place for it yet. But we'll start with needs grading. Needs grading, you'll see in your Grade Center when we get there that there's a symbol for needs grading. Now these are all indicators of things that need grading. Now it just so happens this particular journal is not graded until the end of semester. So these are all done, but it tells me when students have submitted them, what their name is, and what it is that needs to be graded. If we go into the full Grade Center, we'll see that that journal holds a column. And there it is, am I an online learner? And all these people have completed, and that's the symbol you will see when something needs grading. If they didn't complete something, it's not there, it doesn't need grading. Now I've made a column for this, and there's a weighted column, and there's a total. Now all other columns that you might want to add for all the items that students will be receiving grades for are columns that you will need to create. Now I'll point out a couple things because you might notice that is I have color coded on grades. I'll show you that in another video on how you can color code that gives you a quick bird's eye view of how students are doing. Now you can see here this is a test column. This is for lifestyle management, test number 1. And I have one student that has completed and one student who is currently writing. Now what I can do, and I won't do it right now, but I will show you, is this is only showing the raw score out of 50. You can show the raw score plus a percentage for those for helpful support to students if you want. So let's create a column. Now up here are some column creation tools or Grade Center tools. Create a column is what you'll do for every item that receives a mark. So in my case, I have 5 journals, sometimes 6, I have 3 tests, and I have an assignment. So I can create a column for each of those things. Now, because this particular shell is an online shell, when I post a test, the Blackboard test and Blackboard will create a test column for me. I didn't create this column. And I didn't create this column. Blackboard did it for me because there was a grade associated with it. Now, if you're an in-class teacher, you'll need to create all these columns yourself, which is fine. I often do that anyway, and then just replace that column that I created with the one that Blackboard creates for the graded column. So let's create a column. Now, I'll point it out now, and I'll say it now. Unless you have a good reason to create a calculated column, because there's already 1, 2 here, don't create a calculated column. Only create column. So we'll create one. Now, every time there's an asterisk, you must put something in it. So we're going to call this Journal 3. Whoops, let's spell journal correctly, and that'll make it easier. Now, I don't have to put anything in here, and by choice I don't, and I don't put in a description. All of this information is available when the student goes to the week where Journal 3 will be. So it's going to show that there will be a primary score. So if my journal's out of 5, the score will be out of 5. Now what you can do, as I mentioned there, when you saw the score that it was 41 out of 50, that was a raw score. Now if I chose as a secondary display a percentage, it's going to show me the raw score, 41, and it's going to show me the percentage, 82, that student might be interested in. You must put a number of points in, otherwise the column can't calculate. Now the date here is applicable to if you put the date for that journal to be due here, it will go into the Blackboard calendar. Now that's helpful for those students who might be using the Blackboard calendar. My experience has been that a lot of students don't use it. That doesn't mean you shouldn't still put it there. Now I don't change these. This column was included in the Grade Center calculations. Yes, it's a default. Show this column to students. Yes, I want them to see this. Now, it might be possible that there are times when you'd rather they don't see that column until later. You can say no and make it available later if you want. And I don't want to show the average or the median scores to students. I don't always find that to be most helpful, although some students would like to see that. I don't put it up just because I don't think all students want to. So now I'm going to say submit. Now I didn't do very much, but now I have another column. Now you notice that when columns get added, they get added to the right of weighted and totaled. Now that to me is not in the correct order for my interest's sake. So what I do instead is I will choose to go through and reorder these. So that's what I'm going to do in the next video.